Hey everyone, I just wanted to thank you for all the amazing support we've received from our music and the release of Twice Above the Atlantic earlier this year. Me and Marcus are really appreciative of everyone that has listened, liked and shared the music. It means the world to us and all the support has been amazing. So, as you've seen from the trailer that we released yesterday, we're super excited to announce a collection of piano works, a bridge between worlds, and it is in collaboration with one of my best friends in the whole world, Daniel Ward. We've worked on a load of stuff together in the past and we're super excited to get this piano collection out to you next month. Come to think of it, I was actually meant to meet Dan up here, but I don't know quite where he is. Aiden! I might have given him the wrong peak to meet me at. A Bridge Between Worlds is a collection of piano works inspired by some of the stories and themes of one of our favourite TV shows. We fell in love with the show and wanted to create something inspired by some of the amazing narrative concepts of the show that work so astoundingly well as individual stories and character arcs.
Every piece is a musical representation of some of the lore surrounding the elements and characters associated with that and their stories. There are 5 classical piano pieces within this work. It is with great excitement Aiden and I present to you A Bridge Between Worlds. We really sought to capture the idea of personal growth in confidence, ability and power. The music starts with a single motif that is performed alone, which slowly builds and evolves over the subsequent passages of the music. The motif is then played at an octave in unison with both hands, representing a more flowing dance-like style which signifies the merging of 2 things together in harmony. Water is a really unique element to explore, as it is both healing and life-giving, as well as a dangerous force of nature. We were passionate about the idea of creating a work with a sense of controlling 2 things as one, which we thought encapsulated the character arc of Katara really well.
Okay, this one was pretty simple. We wanted something powerful, fun, playful and confident. Everything that represents the earth element and also the character Toph. The earth element is all about strong, powerful movements that allow you to make massive impacts. This was initially a challenge on the piano, as a lot of the initial concepts for the piece were quite heavy in the bass. This would work for orchestral writing, but quickly became muddy on the piano. So this was certainly the most challenging song for me and Dan. We got through this by focusing on what made Toph different. She uses small, deliberate movements that outperforms everyone else. A simple 2-chord motif with an almost call and response style melody really played up the fun and confidence that Toph has, and we also used a lot of chromatic runs to musically represent Toph's echolocation and unique abilities and strengths. The Banished Prince explores themes such as darkness, fear and redemption. Aggression turns into understanding, shame and finally acceptance. We start with the main motif being quite dissonant with the harmony, a musical representation of the militaristic Fire Nation and Zuko's obsessive hunt for the Avatar and reclaiming his honour. Very fast musical passages slowly grow into a calmer and more peaceful version of the melody, as Zuko reclaims his honour. We also referenced the water theme toward the end, which was an nod to the positive impact Iroh had on Zuko's story arc and his integration of other bending styles. The final section represents the dragon's teaching that fire is life and light, not just aggression and destruction. Avatar perfectly captures this redemption in 3 seasons, and therefore the song follows a 3-act structure.
We wanted to explore the unimaginable grief and acceptance of being the last of one's kind, while retaining the hope of rebuilding and keeping the past alive. Aang's journey in Avatar begins with a tragic story, but this never stops his happy and playful nature. Musically, it was a challenge to have 2 opposing emotions represented in a piece, grief and hope. We wanted to have a strong motif expanding throughout to capture this, that feels quite sad on its own, but grows with harmonic accompaniment.
You can probably guess what the main concept of this piece was, incorporating all 4 of the themes and motifs in the 4 elements into one track. We wanted to give it its own identity and musically this was a massive challenge. It mostly involved Dan playing about 8 different counter melodies and harmonies while I'm shouting at him, and then having a couple of music theory related meltdowns, like all my songs. The main section uses harmonic structures from the earth and water theme, including the dancing idea of the 2 things working in absolute unison. This song also uses the motif of the air theme and fire theme blended together. We wanted the track to also have a spiritual feel and strong build representing Avatar's reincarnation.
Hello, I'm Kane Chettle, and I'm the 3D and compositing artist behind the Bridge Between Worlds artwork. The role I took on for this project is of a compositing and generalist 3D artist. Working as a generalist means you work on all aspects of the 3D production pipeline, from conceptualization, modeling and texturing, to rigging, animation and rendering. As the trailer required moving visuals, it gave us a reason to construct the orbs and scene fully in 3D. Aiden came to me with this project idea of having 4 elemental orbs and a combined orb, which takes inspiration from the Avatar The Last Airbender series. The only initial notes were for the visuals to be a similar art style to my previous work. When he first sent me the name of the album, he didn't spell the album name right, so it's probably for the best. Now for the process of creating the orbs, I'm using an amazing software called Blender and the Eevee render engine. I used a VFX Alpha system, which is a pipeline mainly used for game dev. Almost all the glowing visuals you see use this process, even the ground caustics. The Earth Orb brought along several creative challenges, as it's almost the opposite of the other elements. Rocks do not flow, they have a hard surface, and they don't allow light to pass through and glow. This required a different approach. I used Blender's new geometry node system to create a point cloud, which I could animate, then connect rocks and sand to. This gave me a rock vortex, which when placing a light in its center, can cast some interesting volumetric effects. By accident, the system I created just to position the orbs for the album cover provided the perfect rig for animating the promo trailer. A simple, rotating motion moving each orb closer to each other as the final orb fades in and the title appears. Even though a simple animation, it invokes the balance between the elements, similar to a yin and yang symbol, portraying the harmony between the elements. The final stage was to composite the elements together and edit the trailer into a sequence. As most of the work had been done in Blender, this part was fairly straightforward, really only needing a few post effects and adjustments. I'm proud of the artwork we've created on this project and look forward to the album's release.
Do you want upper or aim?
That depends.
I feel like I'm more upper and you're more
I'm
aim.
more an aim.